Wow, and live video. Hey, good morning. It's Valentine's Day. It's about 8:30. It's a wet Valentine's Day. That's always a good thing, eh? Anyways, we're glad we can do this. We're always happy when we can do this. I want to wish all my friends, family. Well, you know, what we're going to do here is we're going to do, you remember in school, like 3rd grade, 4th grade, up to, that we bought and we handed out Valentines to everybody. You know, everybody got one. But then at a certain point, like 5th grade or 6th grade, you know, it was to who we wanted to give one to. And, well, that changed a lot for some people. Anyways, hey, Mark, how you doing? So, today's Valentine's Day. It's wet here in sunny Southern California. It's rather dark, gloomy. The rain just sort of stopped. It might be just sprinkling right now, but it was raining fairly well. I'm waiting for another cell to come through. But we're going to do a 3rd grade, 4th grade Valentine's today and wish everyone, including Mark and anyone else that watches or joins in or comments or whatever, and but just everyone, friends, family, on Facebook and whatnot, we're going to wish you all a very, very happy Valentine's Day. And whether you're in a relationship or not, you know, just happy Valentine's Day to you. I know that we all love you, you know. It's the way it is, bro. So, yeah, it's going to be short. We're at 2 minutes, 30 seconds or so. And, you know, I hope today brings a lot. We've already been watching some of the news, and there's been some road closures and some PCHs is shutting down a bit, and but we thought we were up, and we were going to do just a general Valentine's Day greeting. It's not an epic beard post. It's just me, Dave, this time. That's just happy to be here, you know. And like I said, we just want to wish everyone a birthday. Or a Valentine's Day. I'm gonna go to breakfast in a little bit. I'm gonna walk up, whether it's raining or not. I'm gonna put a water-resistant coat on and walk up to my favorite little Mexican restaurant and say, "Hey, feed me." And it's funny. Last night, a friend of mine, just as a gag or whatever, I told her that you know, I was wishing her a happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow, and that I would buy her a Mexican breakfast this morning, and maybe take her to a matinee. But I don't think I had a chance. There was like a 50 billion and 3.15 chance that she would accept that. And I know she's probably off at school or whatever, doing her thing, and hasn't even seen the message. But who cares? Who really cares? I mean, you don't take it personally. You can't take anything personally anymore. You just gotta wake up and see that. I put my quote of the day up. I believe it was, or have I? I have to check that. Double check it and see who's on deck. We just, you know, right now I've got a list of people. Hello, Anna. Of people that I've been quoting. I use Brainy Quote to look some of these people up and find something really, really relevant for that day or week or whatever, or what's going on in the world, to make a quote. And I think my last one was a Supreme Court judge. I don't know. Hi, happy. Thank you very much, Shanna. Thank you very, very much. Really, really appreciate it. I'm gonna hit like on that right now because it's cool. So I always like it when people comment and try to talk and whatnot. But we're gonna post this on the Dave Vsaught YouTube channel, and please, if you want, go there to watch it. Tag it, whatever, subscribe, comment, do it all, whatever, hit like or unlike or whatever of the video. Don't care. I'm trying to work something out with these two channels, and I don't know where I want to go yet. I know on the Epic Beard and Dave channel, I need to sit down and I need to look at a topic and then sit down and write it. Though right now I'm just doing a breakfast video and a Saturday morning breakfast video, and I'm doing Taco Tuesday with what goes on. So, but anyways, hey, reach out to some of your old friends or whatever and wish them a happy Valentine's. Reach out to your family, wish them a happy Valentine's. Reach out to yourself and don't do anything wrong. And reach out and touch someone. But yeah, have fun. Just have fun with all of it. I mean, have fun today. You got a life. Enjoy it. There's a passion right there. The passion for life in your life, and enjoy it. Run with it, man. Yeah. Thank you again, Anna. Just so I gotta go and check my comment, make sure I posted one, and see see who it was. I believe my last one was Oppenheimer or something like that, and then I may have done a judge, and so Thomas Jefferson's up. You see, I got this list, and I got like Supreme Court judges through history, and I finished where I wanted to on presidents, and I rolled back to George Washington, and I've done him and John Adams. So on deck is Thomas Jefferson, and I'll go down the list again. There's going to be some I don't quote. There's a couple through the 1800s or the 19th century that a lot, when you look them up and you look at their quotes, you realize that these guys were a little pro-slavery, and quite frankly, I don't think that they mentioned, that I want to quote those kind of people. But there's a lot of really good presidents, even some of the ones that really weren't that great, have said some nice inspirational things, and I started this because I used to pick on a few of them, like Lincoln and Wilson. Well, not Wilson. He was a racist. But Wilson or Lincoln and of course Washington and the first 4 or 5, and pull from them. And I decided that I was going to do all of them, but I stopped at Kennedy. I want people to know that I stopped at John F. Kennedy because Johnson sucked. Damn, got to take a granddaughter to school. Hope to be here. Well, no, I'm not going to be. Probably not going to be here. I'm not going to be here much longer because it's over 9 minutes. It's almost coming up on 10 minutes, and I don't want to do a really long one. But thank you for wanting to come back and join the conversation. Anyways, I stopped at Kennedy because Johnson, well, was a butthead. Let's face it. LBJ was a butthead, and so was Nixon. Whether he opened China or not, he. I don't think what happened or he did afterwards was worth keeping him in memory. And Carter, I should have probably quoted Carter. I think Carter was one of the last presidents we had that had any kind of integrity, that was at least honest and stood up for for the decisions he made. Reagan, well, you'd have to study Reagan on your own. George Bush, Clinton, George Bush, Obama, and Trump. No, Trump's not quotable, man. But I want to tell you that those that last running out, I don't really want to quote those guys or post a quote from those guys. But I found out like McKinley and some of those are actually pretty bright and very quotable, very, very quotable. Truman is very, very quotable. If you're a historian and you like to follow history, Truman was considered one of our worst presidents, and people hated him. But as time has gone by, Harry S. Truman has moved from the, you're not a really cool guy to, hey, you weren't as bad as we thought. So, I mean, that's why I like to study some of that. Wilson was a racist, but I think he did some notable things that were worthwhile, and I think he was a product of his time. But he was raised by a minister, and he was quite faithful, and he really what he tried to do at the end of the First World War was very, very commendable, but didn't work out that well, right? So, you got to really study some of these points, because like there's supposed to be a book out there that's blaming Truman or blaming Wilson for the Second World War, and I think that's really unjust, because if you looked at what was going on in Europe at the time with the English and especially the French, this whole mentality of payback and whatnot on Germany just set up the Second World War. I mean, a French general, I think it was a French general or an English general, commented that this has only just delayed the war for 20 years, and you know what, he missed it by like a few days or something like that, or a couple of months, and the Second World War came about. So, anyways, see, this is my point. We got to really sit down and start writing some stuff and start trying to say something, because there are things I do want to say, especially politically and whatnot. I mean, we need to get our guys home. We need there's a lot of things that need change. We need to build a wall. But then again, we have Venezuela, and I can't believe that some people are telling me that, well, Venezuela was doing okay under Hugo Chavez, but it was Maduro that screwed it up. I said, no, you know what screwed it up, dude? Friggin' socialism, period, It was already going when he passed away, and he would have stayed in office until he died had he not died when he did. Because, look, Maduro's been president ever since he died. I forget how many years that's been. This is insane. This is it's good to know that someone has turned around and claimed themselves to be president in opposition to Maduro and his regime. So, here we go. Things are heating up in Venezuela. Let's see what happens. Also, Venezuela is a good example of why you don't give up your guns, brah. Second Amendment's there for a reason. It's not for hunting. It's not for sport. It's for protecting the people from the government that chooses to ignore the Constitution. And that's another thing we need I need to do is sit down and come up with some good stuff on the Constitution, try to educate people, because they're not taught it in school anymore. It's not done. You know, I saw a post on Facebook that was blaming that they're going after Voss. She's trying to set up this programming or indoctrination in our public schools. And I go, bullshit, that's been there for decades. I mean, and not just in the colleges, but in the elementary schools and in the junior highs and the high schools. Civics and government and the Constitution are not really taught there anymore. What is taught sometimes is just a view that turns it into a negative argument. You know, I forget. I can't explain it. I had the verbiage here one time, but you can interpret something and you can make it look awful when in reality it's not what they meant, and it's not what they were trying to accomplish. You know, a good one, if you want to look it up, is the 3/5 clause. And I just go after people when we start to talk about the Constitution, and they come at me with that, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Show me where it says that. Show me where that specific statement you just made is in that. The Constitution was never perfect, and yes, it has been amended, and that's they wrote the methods in there to do that. They didn't make it easy, but they wrote the words to help amend the Constitution when it was lacking or it was overlooked or something changed. But there are some things in there that are inalienable. These are natural rights given to us by the founding fathers referred to as the creators, the creator. But these are God-given. These are natural rights. You have the right to breathe. You have the right to drink. You have the right to eat. You know, government should come in there where it needs to be to make sure that what you're breathing is breathable, and what you're drinking is drinkable, and what you're eating is edible. And so, anyways, that's just my take. Again, happy Valentine's Day. Get in there and do your thing, man. You know, live it up. Live it up large. God bless you all. This is Dave saying good day. Stay dry. Love yourself. So, goodbye.
So I auditioned. I sing, I dance, I kick off my shoes, I carry on. I'm having a wonderful time. Josh is there.